You getting a shot of that? You should get a shot of the Monet lighter too. Get a shot of the Monet.
We'll get in there close. There we go.
Came out here some months ago. I guess it's probably about 6 months ago. And it's kind of a strange little place south of Dallas. The trash that comes through this section of river just, unloads. But it feels like a lost place. Like it's somehow very natural, very polluted. People still come here. There's all kinds of little benders that people have found out in their woods. Here, there's whole heaps of the same type of beer. Just like a couple of people, one guy, or maybe as one woman, just like had a bender over in this spot in the woods or in that spot in the woods. So it seems strange. You find unusual characters. You find dogs. It's a great place to make a painting from.
In this episode, we're following Sean Cairns ahead of his first group show at the 1226 Gallery. Currently, he's working out of the old Shamrock Hotel in Dallas, which is kind of a eccentric building that has been turned into studios for local creatives, local artists. So, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this episode.
Yeah, you're asking about this material that I'm painting on. It's a fabric that I got from the Dallas Museum of Art. They often wrap the decks or pedestal tops so that the objects on display don't come in contact with the wood or paint or whatever is on the pedestals that they're displaying objects on. And so there's a little bit of inconsistency in the fabric itself, because it's got these like lines right here, and those are from an object that was in front of the fabric for a period of years.
I met Sean through a friend who had invited me over to his place and see his paintings, and I had seen, I had been, I hate when someone says I had been exposed to. That's so strange. I had seen Sean's paintings. They were recommended to me by a good friend at the time, and I looked at his paintings and I was like, oh, this guy's like pretty free. Like those are the kind of, you hope to run across painters like that in your career that you can be around, and Sean is like that.
I always liked like Alex Katz, which is the farthest thing away from painting like this. But what I am thinking about with a painting like this, and with regard to Alex Katz, is he like speaks of going, starting his day with like these little paintings that he makes really quickly, and then he goes out for a run or whatever he does, and then he comes back later and makes the larger version of that same painting. And I like to treat them a little bit like that, where it's, okay, so I have created something that I really like right here. And do I continue to try to like make this whole painting into a thing that I'm really interested in? Or do I salvage what I really like and use it as a study? You know, there's a few things that are going on in this that, like how do I like really throw a wrench in it, or like make, I think all the components are there, but the composition is where I feel like some good changes could happen.
To revisit the prior to this period of this series of paintings.
Oh,
You
yeah.
had the ones that were inspired by the time during COVID.
More than 80 million Americans now told to stay at home.
And during the pandemic, we've seen loneliness levels really escalate and accelerate, so that today around 50% of Americans say that they feel lonely, and it's affecting our health. It's affecting our wealth.
And so I started thinking about what everybody else was thinking about. What are other people doing in this time? You know, when you're actually alone and you don't know what your neighbor's doing anymore, what does he look like even? And that's a painting for me. You know, like they're just a little nugget of information that I can sort of fill the blank. So this is Anne Bromberg's house. She was a curator at the DMA for some time, the Dallas Museum of Art. I want to say something like 40 years. And I had told a story previously about doing a painting of her, and it was just called Curator. This is the house actually behind me. Inside the house is where the painting was, like where I made the painting from, or got the image for the painting. It seemed pretty interesting to be a curator of art for such a long period of time, and the house had all of these, you know, African artworks, Asian artworks. It had a Matisse in there. There's this kind of plethora of art from the world within this house during quarantine that, you know, you sort of feel like you get a little piece of someone's museum in there. But when we talk about paintings historically, we talk about them in reference to whatever's happening in the world. And to me, it's part of the real experience of this time is a search for some type of spirituality. And it's a wholesomeness that I think that people are looking for. And so that's what I'm trying to do with this painting is, you know, wow, what an amazing thing to play a guitar to a deer that happens to walk by, and maybe the deer is very interested or whatever the scenario is there. But at the same time, we understand that this guy is barefoot in the desert with a little shack, and he's got this amplifier that he's got an electric guitar attached to, and he's playing this song. Maybe it's a beautiful song. Maybe it's Def Leppard. Yeah. You know, and the deer's listening to Def Leppard with him, which is, he might love Def Leppard in a way that is just so right, though. Like it's actually doing it for him.
Yeah.
It may not do it for me, it may not do it for you, it may not do it for anybody else, but like peering into that life, that's what I love. So.
I feel like Sean and Joel are both like painters. They make work that the painter would want to see. They address texture and color and subject the way that you would want to see as like an artist. Fantastic use of color. As artists, I love them because they study art and they live art and they teach art, and that's what they do.
I was just floored and amazed at how many people came out in support of Joel and Sean. I don't think it's really a testament to the gallery. I think it's really a testament to how loved these artists are. And I think anyone that was still in town, they were at the gallery for the opening. So that was really cool. It was really cool to see the community come together in support of these two artists. And on top of that, the show's been selling tremendously, and I'm really proud and happy for both of them.
Someone knocking at the door.